Come to Spearfish, South Dakota, and are staying at the Spearfish City Park. Funny story about this place. We did all of our research on Campendium, read reviews, and kind of got our heart set on this place. It got really great reviews and sounded really nice, which it is. What happened was we thought it was $25 a night, which we were like doing a happy dance about because it was full hookups, $25 a night. We're like, we're gonna stay there a week. And then we called to make the reservation and turns out it's $45 a night, which was such a letdown because we don't spend that much money.
No.
So we
went back and forth with other campgrounds, and we considered joining Passport America because there's a few of them here, but we finally called back to this place, and they actually have some dry camping spots here for 30 bucks a night. So that's what we ended up with, and actually it turned out pretty nice. It's a beautiful city park. There's a river running through it. There's a historic fish hatchery right next door, which is pretty cool. It's
within close walking distance of downtown Spearfish. It just has a lot going for it. $30 a night to dry camp is kind of silly and a lot of money.
Not our usual choice.
But the temperatures are really moderate. It's getting in the 70s or the highs. Our solar is working great to keep our batteries charged. They've got hot, free showers here. So,
and we're parked under a couple shade trees, which is nice. Keeps the trailer cooler.
Yeah, we're right next to a little creek here, which is
creek on either side of us, actually.
Yeah, really beautiful to listen to. So really, really, really enjoying our stay here. Glad that we made the decision to kind of splurge a little bit. I mean, $30 is within our budget, but it's not usually what we pay to dry
That's
camp.
normally a full hookup site. But anyway, we're about 20 minutes from Deadwood, South Dakota, and that's our destination for today.
Let's go check it out. Deadwood behind us. It's a really cool old western town with a lot of history. It got on the map initially during the gold rush of 1876.
Yeah, that's right. It also gained further notoriety by some of its residents, such as Seth Bullock, Calamity Jane, and Wild Bill Hickock, who was actually killed here.
This is historic Main Street, Deadwood. Still has a very Wild West look to it.
All over the city there's signs that point out the places where historic things have happened. It's kind of neat to see those things that you've always heard about and read about in books.
Right, exactly. So there's a sign for the location that Wild Bill was shot at, and then there's the location where his assassin was captured. So pretty happening place. Big for bikers. Sturgis is actually just about 20 minutes from here.
A lot of Harley stuff here.
Yeah. We are walking up the hill to Mount Moriah Cemetery, where Wild Bill Hickock and Calamity Jane are buried.
Among others.
Yeah, they're not the only two in the cemetery. This hill is no joke.
No joke. I don't know what Bree was thinking when she said, "Do you want to walk?" It's actually what I said. But
we should have driven.
This is the resting place of Wild Bill Hickock, and next to him is Calamity Jane.
Yes, so Wild Bill was born in Illinois, but he was drawn to the lawlessness and ruffian lifestyle of the Wild West. So at 18, he was actually a fugitive of the law and headed west.
Yeah, he was a soldier, a scout, a lawman, a gunslinger, and a gambler.
That gambling is actually what led to his demise. He was playing a poker game here in Deadwood and was shot from behind. What's interesting is that Wild Bill normally always sat with his back to the wall, but that day the only seat at the poker table that was available was with the back to the door. And he actually asked another player multiple times if he could trade seats with him, and the guy wouldn't trade seats with him, and then he was shot in the back of the head. So pretty crazy story for sure. And he's an interesting figure because he was a lawman, but he was also a bit of a gunslinger, which I guess back in those days you could kind of be both.
One and the same, yeah.
Right. So if you're not up for walking, because this is a very hilly area.
Very, very hilly area. Camera wants to go down.
They do offer tours, like that bus behind us that will drive you all through here. So
they also give you a little bit of history as you go, so kind of probably a cool way to see the city.
Yeah. Deadwood. What an interesting town.
Yeah, if you're at all into American history or Wild West history, it's a great place to come.
HBO has a really good TV show called Deadwood that's about this town and the famous figures from this town and just kind of the history of this area.
I don't know that it's 100% historically accurate, but it's very entertaining anyway.
Yeah, it's very well done. We've seen it and really enjoyed it. Definitely worth the watch, assuming you're not easily offended, because there's quite a bit of language.
There is.
Yeah, but Calamity Jane, Wild Bill Hickock.
Seth Bullock.
Yeah, so check it out if you haven't seen it already. And definitely come check out the town of Deadwood if you're ever nearby. Today we're doing a scenic drive called the Spearfish Canyon Scenic Byway. It's a 18-mile long road that brings you right through the middle of the canyon, and there's supposed to be 1,000-foot tall limestone cliffs, a few waterfalls, some cool hikes, so looking forward to it.
All right, only 15 minutes into our drive, and we've already reached our first waterfall. It's called Bridal Veil Falls.
We're headed to check it out now. Next up, we're hiking to Devils Bathtub. are walking down the Devils Bathtub trail, and holy cow, this has been such a fun trail. Yeah. It started with just a few easy river crossings that had stones that you could hop across, and that kind of evolved to zigzagging across the river. It's almost, because there's so many different trail options, it's almost like a choose your own adventure.
Right. But what a great trail this is. I mean, it has a little bit of, not that it's scary or difficult to do, it just adds a little bit of adventure to an ordinary hike.
Yeah.
And just makes the fun level that much higher.
Exactly. I agree completely. It's only a mile, so it's not very long, but the amount of cool things you get to do and see in that mile are wonderful. Great trail. All right, well, we're finishing up the Spearfish Canyon Scenic Byway. Really beautiful road with a lot of fun things to see. If you're not interested in an adventurous hike, then there's just viewpoints to see waterfalls with short walks. But then you've also got some really fun hiking options as well. So
this road also runs between Spearfish and Deadwood, so if you want to make a day trip out of it, you can come up this beautiful drive and check out Deadwood.
So we are headed home to check on the dogs, and TJ's gonna cook us some dinner.
All in a night.
That's right. As we were driving back into the campground tonight, we noticed that they're having live music at the city park.
Yeah, there's a beautiful little park right outside the entrance to the campground, and tonight they got live music and some fair food and things like that, so we're gonna go check it out.
Yeah, we grabbed the dogs and we're walking down there.
Time comes down to this, I'm the ocean, you're the rain. I thought you set me free into the wind. Came the freedom to come home, come home. I thought you set me free into the wind. Came the freedom to come home, come home. You're my
I love it when that happens.
It's always a good time when they have a live music in the park.
Yeah, absolutely. Really good music, beer and pizza. I mean,
can't go wrong.
Yeah.